first things first, before we start making orders, we need to clean up everything my husband and I got at Michael's last week. Most husbands are like, oh, most wives don't want to take their husbands with them because they'll stop them from buying things. I'm the opposite. If I take my husband, I end up with way more than I wanted to get. So we're gonna put up glitters that I use to make shaker wraps per inch and shaker yarn holders, so they're full of confetti. My husband kind of talked me into like a bunch of different glitters. Hopefully y'all can see that, but they were on clearance for $2, so that's always great. Got some little hearts, some little bows. Let's see, these are like pinks and stuff. I got like a red and gold, red and black. I think I have reds in here. It's hard to tell. It doesn't look like I've ever made reds. Let's see. Oh, yellow for sure is in here. One of my favorite colors. It looks like it's all for that bin. Okay. This bin is purples, blues, and greens. They make a lot of mermaid themed ones. Those are really popular. So let's see. One's like a blue, silver, and black. Greens. Oh, my husband picked out these. They're little cactuses. Those will be cute. Some little green and gold hexagons. This one, that's like a blue and green and gold. So we'll put that in there. See what other ones we got. That is paint. Let's see, a bunch of golds. Got some little dog bones. Some footballs. It's like a charcoal type of silver. This one's like a mixed metallic. Got some super pretty butterflies. I don't know what bin I'll put those in. Might put them in this other one that I have. This is my like black golds, like anything metallic and whites. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put all of these in here. I guess I'll put the butterflies in here. They're kind of, yeah, mix of everything, so it works. And then we also got some glitter paints. Got a bunch of those. Again, they were $2 instead of $8. These go on clear, but they look really cool on black, or like the pink looks, I'll do that over like a hot pink. That one's really nice. Yeah, I got, oops, some different purples and blue and green. So I'll make samples of those probably today or tomorrow to see what they look like, make sure I want them on certain colors for spindles, and we'll go from there. All right, now that that's clean, I need to print off orders and figure out what all I need to make today. I know it's primarily full kits, ultimates. So my ultimate kits come with a top spindle, a bottom spindle, a bowl to spin supported, and also a Turkish in your choice of sizes. So you get to learn to spin 4 ways for one price, which is nice. Instead of paying an arm and a leg for different spindles, you can just pay pretty much less than $40, try out 4 different ways and be like, you know what? This is the way I want to spin. This is not the way I want to spin. So that was a pretty good idea about 6 years ago. Okay, now I'm going to go through and see what kits were ordered and highlight like the coupon code and stuff. We'll see what all we need to make today. Okay, so now I have 3 piles. I have my knitting knives and I already have the 3D printers going for. I have the individual spindles and then I have kits. So I need to make 5 kits, 2 individual. 5 kits, so that is 10, 11 of my midi length, and then 1 mini. Yeah, I will get started on that. Alrighty, all the shafts are made. Now we're going to assemble the spindles. And hopefully that will go pretty smoothly. Sometimes I literally break all my nails off doing this. You can see they get stuck. But hopefully this time I won't do that as badly. But I figured while I was doing this, and those roll off the table, that I would talk about kind of who I am, why I started doing this 16 years ago. Yes, 16, because my daughter is 17, so she was about a year old when I started doing this. At the time, I'm 38, 39 now. My husband was in the Marine Corps. We had 2 young kids. Him and I got married at 19. So if you're like sitting there trying to do the math, let you know I was married for a long time. Anyways, my husband was in the Marine Corps. He was gone a lot. And if you have been in the military or have someone that has been in the military, you know they don't make a lot of income. So we could not afford, at that time we were stationed in California, in San Diego, and we could not afford daycare. So I became a stay-at-home mom. And I've been a stay-at-home mom my kids' whole life. And I had really gotten into crocheting. I wanted to learn how to spin, but the problem was it was so expensive to get into. I wanted like a cheaper way to get into it. And so I had found like a blog post, because this was 2010. I found a blog post of how to make your own spindle. And I got all those supplies, but the problem is if you're going to do that, you're not just getting the supplies to make one spindle. You're getting the supplies to make like a bunch. And or like you'll get like a bunch of the dowels and then like a couple of the wheels. And it was cheaper to get into, but it was like I don't need this many to do that. So I had the idea of making a business where I was making these inexpensive spindles for people to try out. Because what if you get into spinning and you're like, oh, I want to try spinning, but I don't want to spend all this money because what if you don't like it? Or you have ADHD, like my husband does, and you're going to be interested in it for about a week or two. You're going to be hyper fixated. You're going to learn everything about it, and then you're just going to drop it, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I wanted to create, and this is why I always wear pajamas, because I drop and get glue and stuff all over me. That's why I don't get dressed up to do that. Anyways, I I didn't. What if you like I was saying, what if you don't want to do it for a long time, or you get into it and you're like, man, this sucks. I don't want to do this. So I created Spinnerosity, which literally is spinning curiosity. So my slogan is, where you're spinning yarn, curiosity is met. Originally, I started with a couple of spindles on my site. I painted them, I made them unique, or on Etsy, not on my site, but I made them unique, made it to where you could customize. I got into like the actual fiber portion of it. I started making bats. I started dyeing roving, and at the time, both of my kids were very little, so I was actually letting them dye stuff with like the leftover Easter egg dye packs, because we would have a bunch of those, or we would go, back in the early 2000s and 2010s. We actually had good clearance after holidays. So we would go buy a bunch of the leftover Easter dye, or like the boxes of Easter dye, and I would let them dye up fiber, and we would sell it or we would keep it, whatever their choice was. And so anyways, that's where Spinnerosity began. Was we couldn't afford for me to get into an expensive hobby like spinning, and so I made it, and I realized there was a whole market of no one able to get into that hobby without, you didn't want to spend a couple hundred on a wheel. What if you hated doing it? Then you got to get rid of the wheel, or the wheel's going to sit there. And yeah, you could get into spindles a lot cheaper for less than $100, but it's like, again, they were mainly pure wood. And if you didn't, if you didn't like it and you had like a $60 spindle, that was kind of a lot of money to try to get in it, because that was just the spindle. That wasn't just, it wasn't the fiber. You also had to buy the fiber, had to figure out what fiber you wanted, what fiber is best for a beginner, etc., etc. So that's where Spinnerosity began. And then in 2020, I had the idea to make kits to where you could get multiple spindles and try out different ways of spinning for one price. And those really hit it off. They hit off so well, I actually injured myself and had to close in 21 for a couple years to actually to heal my elbow and shoulder. Like it was a whole thing. But anyways, I opened up again about 2 years ago. Finally healed up, doing great. So we're back at it. But yeah, that was how Spinnerosity began. So, all right, these are all kits. These are all going to be painted. And then this will, one of my original things that I sold in the beginning. This is one of those before kits. Is going to be stained, not painted. Yeah, I put off making this channel because I always thought you had to be dressed and put makeup on, and that's just not who I am. Like, I'll wear makeup if I leave the house, but like at home, I don't wear nice clothes, especially making this, because I get stain on me, I get wood glue, I get paint. I just completely would ruin my clothes, and so I wear essentially like pajamas. I just wear them during the day. I don't sleep in them, but, or as we like to call them in our house, home clothes. And then you have outside clothes. We don't wear outside clothes at home because all of us are creative types and we make a mess. Alrighty, that is done. I'm gonna leave that there to dry for today, and I'll get started on these painting these kits, and I'll move y'all over there. Okay, we're gonna get The 3D printer is going again. I have some more knitting eyes to print, and we're gonna get painting all these kits. Good morning. It is now Tuesday, and lucky for me, I woke up with a migraine. Fun fact about me, I have chronic migraines along with other autoimmune diseases, but went and got my allergy shots, got some Starbucks on the way home. Tastes like absolute trash, so love that for me. Took some of my medication, and we'll see how we can get this, maybe we can get this migraine to go away. This morning I need to make an order that came in last night, and I need to apparently fix some listings on my website. I had a message from a customer this morning that she couldn't find one of the ones. I'm trying to get people away from my Etsy. I've been on Etsy for 16 years, but it's time to get away from their fees, and Etsy's just has really gone downhill, especially with all the AI stuff. And as someone that was originally on Etsy as Handmade, and I'm still Handmade, it's just difficult to get enough customers for it to maintain, especially like right now it's the slow season because it's summer, but in the fall it does pick up a lot. And so my work days during the fall look totally different. So we need to do that and need to box up orders and get them ready to go to the post office. Yesterday I also was working on making wristy staffs. So it's just simple. I just use some like scrap acrylic and whoop, drop that. But that one was an 8-inch, and then I made a 6-inch. Again, that's some scrap acrylic, but I'm thinking I like the 6-inch a lot better, but I'm not really sure. I'm curious, what do y'all think? I'm thinking 6-inch compared to the 8-inch, although the 8-inch would hold a lot more. So I don't know. I'll probably offer both. This one, if you can't tell, orange is my favorite color. So I did this one out of some orange acrylic, and I made this strap. It actually goes with a matching yarn holder, but I don't know, tried to cut those out really quick yesterday. So might work on the design of those if this migraine kind of lets me. But definitely first things first, get that listing up for the customer so that she can purchase and make the order that came in yesterday and get everything packed up that is priority, and then work on the de-staff if I can or if I have time. All right, we'll check in later. All right, good morning. It is now Wednesday, and we're going to pack up these orders. Yesterday, my plan was to pack up these orders, but I had to fix all the listings that imported from Etsy to Shopify, and that's, I don't know, Etsy, I have 165 listings. So that was a lot. Did not finish. Got as much done as I could, but I'm going to have to finish that this afternoon. And now I need to pack up all the orders for both of my Etsy shops. I cut out for my laser cut everything from my other shop, but now we got to get all these packed up. So wheeled out my packing table. I got this from Diamond Art Club when Joann's closed. Diamond Art Club bought out all of their like sewing craft tables, and so I got this 50% off from Diamond Art Club, and I absolutely love it because I can get it out when I need it, and then I can just put it up when I don't need it. So I love it. It's great for packing up orders or if I need another surface. All right, and I already have the boxes that I need made because I sell in person. I go to fiber festivals and sell in person, and I had changed my packaging, so now I just use the packaging for mailing orders. So they'll have stickers on them that say like what the kit was when they were in them, but I just put the shipping label over it. Gonna reuse them because I spent money on them. Might as well use them up. So yeah, we'll get started on that. right, well, thank you for joining me this week. Turn the AC down. Hopefully you enjoyed my first video. I really appreciate it. If you made it this far to the end, I really appreciate you. And we'll do what all the like cool YouTubers do. Leave something orange, some type of orange emoji. I would really appreciate it. And hopefully the video wasn't too bad. If it was, let me know in a nice way. And I'll try to do better next week. And hope to see you again. And again, thanks for watching. Bye.